Here's the pitch. Swung on, driven in the air, right center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. And this one's a shot up the middle. That'll score 1 run to tie it. Here comes the go-ahead run and scoring on the play.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com. Leading you home.
We had 2 kids going to Dordt. The reason they chose Dordt was because of the financial aid. The financial aid office, they were willing to work with us through grants, through loans, whatever it took to get our kids to Dordt University.
In an affordable way,
In an
you know,
affordable
and I
way.
think that's the other thing too. They work with families. They
Yes.
want it to be something per family, what's going to be best for your family.
This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
If you're considering Dordt, I would definitely say to come visit. It's a very unique environment and community that is not like anything else that I've seen. It's just a great opportunity to get involved on campus, especially with the different spiritual growth opportunities like small groups and worship. I'm actually fortunate enough to serve on one of the worship teams. I lead worship at chapel. Just all those great things that have really helped me grow as a person, both in my faith and just in academics. Take into account what you really want out of college. Do you just want a good job, or do you want an experience that's going to change the direction of your life?
Hi, my name is Samantha Wilbur.
Hi, my name is Philip Shippey.
Hey, my name is Eli Levtinsky from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
I am from Primgar, Iowa.
I'm from Sioux Center, Iowa.
Shout out to my family back home and my girlfriend for just supporting me throughout my college experience. It really means a lot.
My favorite part about working for this is making these promos and stuff that you see during commercial breaks.
And you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
And you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
I chose Dordt because it has a Christian perspective. I also chose Dordt because I knew that it was a program that I could do on my own time. If someone was interested in doing the MPA program, I would say that it's worth your time to investigate. I'm active in my church, I'm very busy at work, I'm busy with my family, and in doing all that, I was able to do it. And I think that if I can, you can too.
Today's Dordt Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the American State Bank Sports Complex near the campus of Dordt University. This is weekend number 1 of 4 straight softball classics here at the American State Bank Sports Complex. Glad you could join us here live on the Dordt Media Network. Matt, the SID, I get to call the action that's before us here on the East Field. Dordt University making their 2024 season debut on this Friday night, taking on Kansas Wesleyan. Kansas Wesleyan from the KCAC Conference. They already have played 1 game here at the Classic. They lost to 10th-ranked Midland in the very first game today. 4-1 was that final right here on the East Field. Glad you could join us for Defenders Softball. We're excited to bring it to you live on the Dordt Media Network. Let's go over what's happened so far on day number 1 of this 2-day Classic. As I said, Kansas Wesleyan lost to Midland in the first game 4-1. It was Culver Stockton downing Doane 9-1 in 6 innings. The 4 p.m. game saw Midland once again victorious, a 14-0 win in 5 innings over Culver Stockton, and just got done on the Westfield. William Penn down Doane 1-0. Our final games here on the East Field, Dordt playing host to Kansas Wesleyan, and over on the far side, it's William Penn against 15th-ranked Northwestern. Busy weekend for Defender Athletics. Dordt is actually the visiting team in this contest. A little bit about Kansas Wesleyan as they take the field. Kansas Wesleyan, as I said, 0-1 under head coach Ryan Cooper in his second season. He was previously an assistant baseball coach at Kansas Wesleyan. Second season as the softball coach, coming off a 2023 season where they went 13-11, a 6th place finish in the conference, 18-25. They qualified for the conference tournament. They bring back a couple of all-conference players. Josie Burr, a first-team all-conference player, and their top pitcher, Miranda Fogel, was also a first-team all-conference pitcher. Defensively, for the Coyotes, Jewel Henry will get the start in the circle. She was 5-9 with a 4.81 ERA last year in 84 innings. Struck out 43, walked 17. She gets the start in the circle. We'll give you the other defensive alignments here in a moment. But leading off for Dordt, number 30, Brooke Rule, junior from Akron, Colorado. And Rule hits one well. It could be, it might be, and is. Unbelievable start to the 2024 season as Brooke Rule hits it over the left center field fence. Just like that, the Defenders lead 1-0. What a debut for Brooke Rule, the junior from Akron, Colorado. Just like that, the Defenders lead. Due up is Carly Olson. Not a bad start, I dare say. Olson is a senior from Spirit Lake, Iowa. He's been a stalwart in the Defender lineup over the last number of years. She waits for it. She hits it well. Left field, goes opposite field. This will be extra bases for Olson, and Coach Zomer is going to get the stop sign up, and Olson with a stand-up double With nobody out, it's already 1-0. Couple of extra base hits for the defenders. And that'll bring up Lauren Steenstra. Steenstra, sophomore infielder from Wyoming, Michigan. Steenstra last year hit .257, home run, 16 RBIs. Believe just 2 pitches have led to 2 hits for the defenders, and Steenstra takes outside. Ball 1 for Lauren Steenstra. Defenders with a 1-0 lead. A solo home run to lead off the game by Brooke Rule, the starting left fielder for head coach Jeff Zomer. Zomer in his 15th season as the defenders head coach, the longest tenured coach in program history. He's the 7th head coach in program history. All-time record of .296, .301, and 1, close to a .500 win percentage. Number 1 in wins in program history. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, and it's high. 2 balls and a strike to Steenstra. Ashton Grissom hitting cleanup. She'll bat next for the defenders. Steenstra steps in, 1-0 Dordt. Top of the first inning. Again, Dordt is the visiting team on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Popped up again. That's going to be foul ball as well. And the count is 2-2 to Lauren Steenstra. Defensively for Kansas Wesleyan, left field is Krista Yakanyani. Center fielder Josie Burr. Your right fielder Vivian Alanis. Give you the infield for the Coyotes here in a moment. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And she takes just outside, and I believe the count is full. Henry just missed with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from Henry. Ground ball left side. Third baseman looks and chucks, gets the out. And holding at second base is Olson. And Steenstra is out 5-3. Good play by the third baseman for Kansas Wesleyan. Eliza Flores with the play. Shortstop is Grace Pierce. Jocelyn Alcala. And your second baseman, Sydney Fordham. First base, Trinity Miller. Behind the plate is Grace Pierce. And, of course, Henry, the starting pitcher. Due up for the defenders here in the number 4 spot, Ashton Grissom, designated player, hitting cleanup. A newcomer for the defenders. Freshman from Olathe, Kansas. Fouls that pitch off, and it's 1-1 to Grissom. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ashton Grissom. Aurora Tyson on deck. Game started with a solo home run by Brooke Rule on the very first pitch of the game. Carly Olson fouled with a stand-up double off speed, and that's going to hit Grissom. Grissom will take first base, being hit by a pitch. 2 on, 1 out, and that'll bring up Aurora Tyson. Tyson, a second-team all-conference player, hit .359 last year, 12 runs, 15 RBIs. Tyson, a junior from Georgetown, Texas. Jewel Henry gets the sign. Third baseman steps in a little bit, and the pitch. Off speed again. That one is a strike called up at the letters. 0-1 to Aurora Tyson. A lot going on this weekend. Men's volleyball up at a tournament in Jamestown. Baseball played a doubleheader down at Avila near Kansas City. Track and field down at Nebraska. We'll cover all of that at some point. There's a pop-up in the infield, and the shortstop coming over to get it for out number 2. Nice play by the shortstop, Alcala. And there's 2 down. 2 down. Emma Gruen will be the batter. Gruen, 5th-year senior, starting shortstop. Another mainstay for Coach Zomer. Carly Olson, Emma Gruen, they've played a lot of softball for the defenders. And Gruen takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Emma Gruen, who hit .248, 3 home runs, 33 RBIs for the defenders last year. And the pitch. And that one's popped up, and the second baseman's going to come in and make the play for out number 3. But the defenders take a 1-0 lead on a solo home run by Brooke Rule. They lead 1-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the bottom of the first in a moment.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction, Rob Suin, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
And brought to you by Huber's Plumbing and Heating. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Orange City will exceed your expectations.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
And welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Defenders with a 1-0 lead, a solo home run by Brooke Rule in her season debut for the Defenders on the very first pitch of the season for Dordt. So Dordt up 1-0. They take the field for the first time. Defensively for the Defenders, Rule is in left, Tyson in center, Cox completes the outfield. She's out in right field. Your infield from third to first, Toringa, Grun, Via, Steenstra. Behind the plate is Carly Olson. And getting the start in the circle, Alexa Kapaska gets the start. A sophomore from Ames, Iowa. Returning pitcher, returning starter. She went 6-4. 76 in the third innings, an ERA of 3.03, walked 30, struck out 42 last year as kind of the Defenders' number 2 pitcher. Of course, the Defenders lost the GPAC Pitcher of the Year and All-American Abby Kramer, who left the Defenders program, ranked in the top 10 in virtually every pitching category, and the Defenders surely will miss her. Kapaska misses low. Count is 2-1 to the leadoff hitter, Josie Burr for Kansas Wesleyan. Burr, senior from Buffalo, North Dakota, first-team all-conference player last year, hit .374 with a home run, 18 RBIs. There's a strike at the letters. So Kapaska steps into the ace role, the number 1 spot of this rotation for Coach Zomer. Defenders last year, one of the best defensive teams, and Kapaska walks Burr on 5 pitches. Burr is aboard at first with nobody out. That'll bring up Sydney Fordham. Fordham, a sophomore from Brighton, Colorado. Fordham, a returning starter, .303 batting average, 9 RBIs, 13 runs scored. Burr at first, nobody out. Defenders with a 1-0 lead. Back to my point, Dordt led the conference last year in ERA at 2.04. They gave up just 2.5 runs and just over 6 hits per game for Coach Zomer's squad. Dordt last year, school record win total 35-13. They tied 2 other teams, Midland and Morningside, for second in the conference, but took the number 4 seed. They lost the tiebreak. Nice pitch by Kapaska, by the way. And the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. They were the number 4 seed in the conference tournament. They lost to Briarcliff and Mount Marty to end the season with that 35-13 record. 6 starters in their regular lineup, and they returned 3 pitchers, really. Haley Wilkin, Alexa Kapaska, Jaden Faber threw some innings, and that one's bunted foul. And it's 1-2 to Fordham. Aurora Tyson back as an all-conference player. Carly Olson has earned all-conference honors in her career. So a good deal of experience coupled with some newcomers that I know head coach Jeff Zomer is excited about. And in case you missed it, Mike Biker interviewed Coach Zomer, got an outlook for the season. There's a fly ball right field. Coming over to get it is Cox. Cox with the catch over to first and a double play. F9, 9-3, double play is how you score that at home, and there's 2 down. That's one way to erase things. And there's 2 down with the bases empty. That's going to bring up Eliza Flores, a junior infielder from San Fernando, California. So Burr is out, 9-3. Sydney Fordham flies out to right. 2 down and a pitch called a strike to Flores. 0-1 the count to Eliza Flores. If she should reach, it'll be Trinity Miller. Some other players that graduated along with Abby Kramer, Chandler Skemper. Ella Coster led the defenders last year. She was a second-team All-American. Very good offensive season for Coster last year. Ivy Terpstra, Jessica Flaherty, Cassie Van Otterloo, all players that have since moved on, graduated, or involved in other things. And the 1-1 pitch. Hit pretty well. Up with it, though, is Grun. She double clutches, but still has time. Makes the throw across the diamond for the 6-3 out. 3 up, 3 down for Kansas Wesleyan. After one inning, Dordt leads the Coyotes 1-0. We'll take a break. Come back with more from the Dordt Media Network in a moment. Yeah. Thanks to these Dordt Media Network sponsors, Ski Bout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether building or replacing, we have the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Ski Bout and see the difference. Ski Bout Window and Door.
Thanks to M&H True Value. Behind every project is a true value. Start right, start here. M&H True Value.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
And welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex here in Sioux Center, Iowa, close to the campus of Dordt University. You are watching Defender Softball on the Dordt Media Network. Top of the second inning we go, and the Defenders with a 1-0 lead. Due up for the Defenders will be their 7-8-9 hitters. Due up is Alyssa Villa, freshman infielder from Merced, California. Starting second baseman for Coach Zomer. And a 2-0 count now to Villa. 7-8-9, Villa, Torringa, and Cox. Then the top of the order for Dordt. Dordt got a run in the first inning. There's a line drive. Nice catch by the right fielder, though. On the run, making the catch was Alanese, and there's one away. So Villa lines out to right field, one away, and that'll bring up Bryn Torringa. Torringa, sophomore from Oostburg, Wisconsin, returning starter. She at 190, 84 plate appearances, 16 hits, 9 RBIs, 7 runs scored. And takes a fastball at the letters for a strike. 0-1 the count to Torringa. Brooklyn Cox to hit next. One away, base is empty, top of the second. Slow bouncer to third. Up with it is the third baseman for the Coyotes. Flores throws it over to first, and there's 2 away as Torringa grounds out. 5-3 if you're scoring at home. 2 away, and Brooklyn Cox will step to the plate as the number 9 hitter. Base is empty with 2 down. Cox also returning starter. Cox hit .202. 23 hits and 114 plate appearances, a home run, 12 RBIs for the left-handed hitting Cox. Top of the order, Rule. What a season debut she had, huh? Q Olson to my right is shaking his head, yes. Wow. If he agrees, he must be impressed. It must have been impressive. Foul ball, 1 strike to Brooklyn Cox. Of course, Q Olson does a great job for the Dordt Media Network, as does Jonah Hoffmeyer over there, and the camera guy up there. Outstanding. There's a fly ball down the line, and it's a foul ball, just foul, third base side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. We focused on Dordt, of course, in the pregame. Kansas Wesleyan, again, they finished 6th out of 14 teams in the KCAC last year. Went 13-11, 18-25. Ryan Cooper in his second season as the head coach. Former baseball player in the program, switched over to softball. Kansas Wesleyan, they're picked 6th in the preseason poll. They opened the season with a loss to Midland earlier today. And another 1-2 pitch coming. And the pitcher, Henry. off speed, and swinging at it, missing was Cox. Cox goes down, 3 up, 3 down for the defenders at the end of 1.5. It is Dordt 1, Kansas Wesleyan nothing. We take it to you, Jonah Hoffmeyer, for the break. You're watching Defender Softball, Dordt Media Network.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. Connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications, looking ahead.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Beaver Eye Care, serving Sioux Center and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. Come see Dr. Paul Beaver, Dr. Dan Klausing, or Dr. Reese Beaver for all your comprehensive eye care needs. This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
And welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Bottom of the second inning we go. Dordt in front 1-0. Due up for Kansas Wesleyan is their cleanup hitter, Trinity Miller. Then Jocelyn Alcalo and Kiera Homan. Alexa Kapaska starting her second inning of work. Foul ball there, 1 ball, 1 strike to Miller. Kansas Wesleyan. Trinity Miller, the starting first baseman, junior infielder from Bing, Oklahoma. And she pops one left side out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Miller. So Miller down in the count 1-2. 4-1 loss to Midland, Kansas Wesleyan had earlier. Miller in that one went hitless. Of course, Kansas Wesleyan just 2 hits. Midland ranked 10th in the preseason poll. Outstanding effort by Rincon. Alyssa Rincon, their talented pitcher. 10 strikeouts for Rincon in that win for Midland in game number 1 for Kansas Wesleyan. And the pitch by Kapaska. Hit pretty well, left center field, and it's going to one-op the fence. Out in left field, Rule will bring it back into the infield, but Miller with a stand-up double to start the second inning. And the second hit of the game, no, the first hit. The other one was a walk, so take that back. But Miller with a stand-up double. She's at second base with nobody out. And that'll bring up Jocelyn Alcala, senior from Fullerton, California. Alcala, returning starter, 278, had 14 doubles, 7th highest in the conference last year. And she takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes to Alcala. Leadoff double by Miller, tying run at second base with nobody out. The number 5 hitter, Alcala, the pitch. That's fouled off. Little behind the Kapaska fastball, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Kapaska gets the sign from Olsen. There's a bouncer, takes a nice hop for the third baseman Toringa. Over to first for 1, to third, not in time. Defenders do get the out as Alcala grounds out to third. Miller to third with 1 away. And that'll bring up Kiera Heyman, freshman from Rockwell City, Iowa. Steps to the plate. She is the designated player. And there's 1 away. Defenders will play 2 more games tomorrow. This is the short day for the Defenders. third round of games. We started at 2, 4, and this is the 6 p.m. games. We're actually done after this round of games. Tomorrow, things get underway at 10 a.m. 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 4 are the start times. That one is hit well, but foul. And it's 0-1, the count to the designated player, Heyman. So Heyman lines one foul. And the pitch from Kapaska gets the sign from Olson. Off speed, and she's out in front of it. A great pitch by Kapaska. And the count is 0-2. So now if you're Kapaska, you got some pitches to play with here. Don't have to groom one, so to speak. And she doesn't. She goes high and outside. That's a good spot. Good miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You're still ahead of the hitter. And the 1-2 from Kapaska goes back to high and outside. Still doesn't get Heyman to chase. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Kapaska. This time goes low. Olson with a nice stop. And Heyman has worked the count full with a runner at third. Tying run at third base. Dordt up 1-0, bottom of the second inning. And the pitch by Kapaska. Misses high, and the second walk issued by Kapaska. Runners at the corners and 1 out. That'll bring up the catcher, Grace Pierce, freshman from McClelland, Iowa. And it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner, probably for the designated player. So coming in to run for Heyman is Olivia Lowe, senior from Paxico, Kansas. So Lowe will run at first with 1 out. Runners at the corners. This could be the old first and third situation. Little set play. The Defender volleyball team lost in straight sets. All 3 sets were close to California Merced. 26-24, 25-21, 26-24. Good effort by the men's volleyball team, but a loss in their season debut. Believe it or not, those matches played up in Jamestown at a classic up there. Baseball went 1-1 today. Yes, I said that right. They actually tied. Game ended in a tie because of darkness. And that pitch is high, and the runner goes, and the throw into center field, and this game is tied, and the runner at first goes to third. So the runner at first, Lowe, took off. Olson threw down, and throw went into center field. Scoring on the play is Miller. And then it's an E2, and that'll send Lowe all the way around to third on the air. Go ahead run at third, still with 1 out. So the baseball team lost to Avila earlier. And then they tied in game 2 in extra innings, mind you. Good pitch by Kapaska. They'll play 2 more tomorrow. Track and field team. Split squad. Some of them are at University of Nebraska tonight and then tomorrow. The rest of the squad competing at Dakota Wesleyan tomorrow. Nice pitch by Kapaska. Strikes out Pierce, called third strike, and there's 2 down. So Pierce strikes out, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Viviana Alaniz. And there's a slow roller to Gruen. It's going to be a tough play, and she makes it. Gruen, one of the best defensive shortstops in the business, and she makes that play look easy to retire Kansas Wesleyan. But not before the Coyotes tie it. A double by Trinity Miller and scored on after a ground out and a throw into center field. We're tied at 1. Come back with more Dordt softball after this.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa. Life in the center of everything. Where we connect with friends, coworkers, family, and the great outdoors. Knowing that in Sioux Center, you're never far from making the next great memory. And we grow great companies that make cutting-edge breakthroughs to make life better here and around the world. And when it's time to play, we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Joyner and Svort Dentistry, providing the latest in dental technology in a warm, comfortable, and relaxing environment. And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Top of the third inning we go. Leading off for the defenders, their leadoff hitter, Brooke Rule, who sent the very first pitch she saw in a defender uniform over the left field fence. Swings at the first pitch here, grounds one to short. And the play made by Kansas Wesleyan's shortstop, Alcala, and there's one away. So Rule grounds out to the shortstop, out number one. Carly Olson steps to the plate. She's 1 for 1 with a double. Defenders, 1 run on 2 hits. And the pitch, off speed, and Olson takes it for a strike. 0-1 to Carly Olson. 0-1 the count. And the pitcher, Henry. There's a line drive caught by the third baseman. Nice play by the Kansas Wesleyan third baseman, Flores. Up high for it, made the play. Takes the extra bases away from Olson. You'll see it on the replay. Flores extends high for it, and there's 2 down. Love the Dordt Media Network, by the way. Well done. Oren Steenstra steps to the plate with the bases empty and 2 down. Steenstra grounded out to the third baseman her first time up. Steenstra takes low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Steenstra. If she should reach, it'll be Grissom. 2 down and the base is empty in a 1-1 ball game, top of the third. The pitch, that's hit well. Center field, making the running catch though in center field is Yakayani. And a 1-2-3 inning for Kansas Wesleyan as Dordt goes down in order at the end of 2.5. We're still tied at 1. Be back with more Defender Softball on the Dordt Media Network in a moment. And we are back at the American State Bank Sports Complex. This is Softball Classic number 1 of 4 in the month of February. We're going to do this for 4 straight weekends, Friday and Saturday Softball Classics. Good opportunity, especially for the teams in the north, to play softball early before a conference play. Great opportunity to play inside here at the Dome. It's such a great complex, and we're very thankful for it. Tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Alexa Kapaska in the circle for the defenders. He's given up just 1 run, 1 hit. It was an unearned run, and the pitch to the left fielder, Krista Yakayani. And it's 0-2 to Yakayani. Yakayani, a junior from Cache, Oklahoma. Kapaska delivers. Good pitch, just missed on the outside. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count to Yakayani. That one misses low. And now the count is full. Full count. And the pitch. Line drive, that's going to be caught. Yes, a diving catch by Aurora Tyson for the defenders in right center field. taking a base hit away from Kansas Wesleyan. And there's one away. We've seen some outstanding defensive plays by each team now. A diving grab by the center fielder, Aurora Tyson. There's one out. Top of the order now coming up for the Coyotes. Josie Burr started the game with a walk, was later doubled up at first base. She's no official at bat. First team all-conference honor. She was the top hitter for Kansas Wesleyan last year. And Kapaska knocks that one down. Low throws, scooping it out of the dirt, though, is Steenstra, and there's two down. Two down on the 1-3 put out. That'll bring up the second baseman, Sydney Fordham, who flew out to right and got Bird doubled up off of first. Two down, bases empty in a 1-1 ball game. Scheduled for 7. And the pitch from Kapaska. Just missed. Must have missed outside. Ball 1 to Fordham. If she should reach, it'll be Flores. And the 0-1, or the 1-0. That one misses low. And it's 2-0 to Flores. 2-0 the count. Northwestern and William Penn playing on the opposite field. There's a grounder foul, third base side. Tomorrow, Dordt will play a pair of games. Noon start time here on the east field against William Penn. Then they'll play the nightcap at 4 against Buena Vista. Games get rolling tomorrow at 10. And the 2-1 pitch from Kapaska. There's a strike call. Nice pitch, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sydney Fordham. Volleyball, again, they played a match earlier. They got another one tonight against Calumet. It starts tomorrow, actually. It's at 9 a.m. Ground ball to short, deep in the hole. Grun has it, makes the play for out number 3. Fordham grounds out to Grun. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the 4th inning in a fast-paced ball game. You're watching Defender Softball on the Dordt Media Network.
Today's broadcast brought to you by the Grain House in Hull. They have amazing coffee, energy drinks, breakfast, lunch, and more. With a big city feel, located only 10 minutes away in Sioux Center, they have a second location opening next year in Sanborn.
Oh, no.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Thanks to Prairie Life Chiropractic, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical health spectrum. They want you to move better and live better.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere. Due up for the Defenders, top of the 4th inning, Ashton Grissom, Aurora Tyson, and Emma Grun. If anyone should reach, it'll be Alyssa Villa. Tied at 1. Dordt taking on Kansas Wesleyan. Dordt, their season debut. Kansas Wesleyan, they're 0-1. They started this classic off with a 4-1 loss against number 10 Midland. Batting is Ashton Grissom. Grissom was hit by a pitch her first time up, so no official plate appearance. 2 balls, no strikes to Grissom. Pitching duel here between Kansas Wesleyan, Jewel Henry, and Alexa Kapaska, the Defender starting pitcher. Combined, giving up just 3 hits and 2 runs. And a grounder in the hole. Nice play by the shortstop, Akala. And he throws out Grissom by a step, and there's 1 away. First out of the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Aurora Tyson, who's 0 for 1. She popped up to short her first time up. 1 away, and the base is empty. 1-1 tie. Volleyball will play tomorrow. They will not have another match today. Off-speed pitch up at the letters, misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. Very competitive, though, against a good team today. Losing 3-0 to UC Merced. And a slow line drive caught by the second baseman. There's 2 down. Fordham with the catch. Tyson lines out to second, 2 away, and base is empty. Emma Grun will be the batter. She popped up to the right side her first time up. She's 0 for 1. First game, Dordt baseball, they lost to Avila 3-2. Game 2 ended in a tie because of darkness. Grun takes a strike. 0-1 to Emma Grun. If she should reach, it'll be Alyssa Villa. After giving up a solo home run and then a double to Carly Olson, Henry has shut down the defender offense. She has sent down 10 straight defender batters since hitting Grissom with a pitch with 1 out back in the top of the first inning. So Henry has really settled down. Henry, 5-9 record last year, 84 1/3 innings. Then the left-hander delivers. Grun takes it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. And the pitch from Henry. Just missed. Good eye by Grun, and that's going to make it a full count. Villa in the on-deck circle, open for a chance here if Grun can reach base. And the pitch from Henry. Off speed, slow roller to third. Up with it is Flores. Across the diamond to Miller. Makes the play for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. That's 11 straight sent down by Kansas Wesleyan starter Jewel Henry. We'll head to the middle of the 4th, tied at 1. You're watching Defender Softball, Dordt Media Network.
Today's broadcast brought to you by German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1981. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner, online at germanfarmers.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Special thanks to all our Dordt Media Network sponsors. Volink Enterprises Incorporated, building homes for families and businesses in Northwest Iowa since 1962. Let's work together to bring your vision into reality. Volink Enterprises Incorporated. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Van Engelenhoven Agency, your trusted independent insurance agency throughout Northwest Iowa. Contact the Van Engelenhoven Agency Sioux Center advisors Mark Holsoff or Lisa Dykstra. 10th tee box time. We're halfway home in this softball matchup between Dordt University, making their season debut, and Kansas Wesleyan. Due up for the Coyotes, Flores, Miller, and Alcala. The 3, 4, 5 spots in the order. They will face Kapaska. Flores 0 for 1, grounded out to short her first time up. Over on the far field, they're scoreless, and they're in the top of the 4th inning, William Penn and Northwestern. That one's a fast-paced game as well. Neither team has scored yet. Seems to be a pitcher's duel. 3-0 the count here. Talked about the busy weekend on campus. That one is hit well, but I think it's going to be foul. Yep, it is. It'll be a 2-1 count to the number 3 hitter Flores. Tomorrow also the Defender basketball team's on the road in Fremont as it's a women's men's doubleheader against Midland. A 2 and a 4 p.m. start, 2 and 3:45, probably more accurate. 3 balls and a strike to Flores. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dordt is the visiting team in this one. Comebacker, Grun has it. Grun over to first, in time for out number 1. Emma Groon, outstanding shortstop, and she has made some plays tonight. That time she went to her left. Strong arm, and gets Flores by a step or two, and there's a one away. Miller, the batter. Miller, 1 for 1, came around to score the only run for Kansas Wesleyan. Left-handed batter, the cleanup hitter for the Coyotes. She grounds one to the right side. Up with it is the second baseman, Villa. And Villa throws it to Steenstra for the out. 2 down. 2 ground outs for the Coyotes. 2 away, and the base is empty. And that'll bring up Jocelyn Alcala. Alcala will be the batter. She grounded out to third her first time up. We continue to fly in this one. And the pitch is low. One ball, no strikes. To Alcala. Swings hard, fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Alcala. And the 1-1. Off speed and a beauty. Pulled the string. And it is now 1-2 the count to Alcala. Kapaska, 2 walks and a strikeout. Looking for her second strikeout of the game. The 1-2. Misses low. That's what you call a good miss, though. You try to get the batter to chase. Evens the count at 2-2. Heyman hoping for a chance for the Coyotes. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, right side. First baseman has it. Steenstra steps on the bag herself. 3 up, 3 down. We're tied at 1 through 4. We head to the top of the 5th. Defenders coming up to bat. We'll have it for you in a moment. You're watching Defender Softball on the Dordt Media Network. Top of the 5th inning here at the American State Bank Sports Complex. We're tied at 1 between Dordt and Kansas Wesleyan. Dordt making their season debut under head coach Jeff Zomer. We talked about him. Dordt in the GPAC preseason poll picked 5th out of 12 teams. Midland is the GPAC favorite, followed by Northwestern, Morningside, Jamestown, then Dordt. Due up for the defenders, Alyssa Villa, Bryn Toringa, and Brooklyn Cox, the 7, 8, 9 spots in the order. Dordt looking for its first base runner since the first inning. And Villa flies one to the right side, and Kansas Wesleyan doesn't make the play. I'm not sure if it was miscommunication between the second baseman and right field. I'd call it an E. You may do whatever it is, Mr. Official Stats Person. But Villa reaches base. Go ahead, run at first base. Kind of fell in between the second baseman and the right fielder. And showing bunt is Toringa. Pulls it back but takes the strike anyway. And it's 0-1 the count to Toringa, who grounded out to third. She's 0 for 1. That is the first base runner for the defenders since Grissom reached in the first inning. Ends a streak of 11 straight sent down by Henry. And that pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Toringa, the number 8 hitter. Cox due up next. And then the top of the order. Defenders trying to break the tie. We're tied at 1. They scored 1 in the first. Kansas Wesleyan 1 in the second. That one's hit well past the shortstop and into left field for a hit. First and second and nobody out. Toringa lines a single to left field. Villa to second. Defenders in business here. On the hard single by Toringa, past the diving glove of Alcala, the shortstop. And Coach Zomer calls timeout. We might have a runner for Toringa. Any idea who that runner is? Sierra Perky, sophomore from Burt Howard, Colorado. Okay, it is indeed Burt Perky. Thank you to the home plate umpire who reports the sub. Otherwise, I'm not sure we figure that out because they got a sweatshirt on because it's cold in the dome. It's 6. Yep. First and second, nobody out for Brooklyn Cox. Cox, who struck out her first time up. The pitch. Tries to put a bunt down, bunts it foul. And it's 0-1 to Brooklyn Cox. Top of the order coming up next. Definitely a bunt situation, first and second. You want to move the runners up because you have the top of the order. You would do it anyway in this situation. You're looking for a run by any way, shape, or form, right? Lefty against lefty. Henry against the left-handed hitting Brooklyn Cox. Here's the 0-1. The pitch. Misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cox. Also in play is the old wild pitch or passed ball. That can advance the runners here. Via the runner at second, reached on an error. Toringa singled. We have a pinch runner in Perky. And that one is a foul ball. It hit the roof in foul territory. And so Cox will stay alive in the at-bat. You hit the roof in foul territory, it's a foul ball. You hit the roof in fair territory, it's either a foul ball or the defense makes the play, they can catch it. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cox. Top of the order to follow. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 5th inning in a fast-moving ball game. Dordt making its season debut. Nice crowd on hand. Good atmosphere for Defender softball. Cox checks her swing, did not go around. The count is full to Brooklyn Cox. Cox, returning starter. Takes high. And that is ball 4. I thought so. And the bases are going to be loaded. Villa to third. Toringa to second. Cox to first. Still nobody out. And the top of the order up next in Brooke Rule. And time is called as Kansas Wesleyan head coach Ryan Cooper will make a visit to the circle. Talk to his infield. Talk to the pitcher. A little bit of encouragement. Again, the Dordt baseball team lost to Avila in game 1 in a close one earlier today, 3-2. Men's volleyball lost to UC Merced 3-0 up in Jamestown at a tournament there. Men's and women's track and field taking part in a meet down at Lincoln, Nebraska at the Frank Savigny Husker Invite. And then tomorrow you got men's volleyball, 9 a.m. match against Calumet. Track and field back down at the University of Nebraska and Dakota Wesleyan. And then also don't forget about the basketball teams. They are down in Fremont, Nebraska against Midland. We're having a pitching change here. Hallie Asbury making her appearance for Kansas Wesleyan. Comes in a tough spot, bases loaded, and nobody out. Asbury is a newcomer to this Kansas Wesleyan team. She's another lefty, and she will have the top of the order to deal with. Not only the bases loaded, but the top of the order. Brooke Rule has accounted for the lone defender run with a solo home run on the first pitch of the game. Let's do that again here. And so the pitch. And Rule, big cut, fouls it off. 0-1 to Rule. 0-1 the count on the pitch from Haley Asbury. 0-1 the count to Rule. And the pitch from the lefty. Just missed high, I suppose. 1 ball, 1 strike. It'll be Rule, followed by Olson and Steenstra. We're at the top of the order. Via the runner at third, Torring at second, Cox at first. The pitch. Popped it up. That's in foul territory. Got it up in the lights down the right field side. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Rule. Defenders season opener here at the Dome. And the 1-2 pitch from Asbury. Popped it up, and that's a live ball, I think. They're going to call it an infield fly. And so Rule is going to be out. 2 down. So Rule ruled out for the first out. And there's 1 away. Bases still loaded for Carly Olson, who's hit the ball well both times. She's got a double and lined out to third. And the pitch by Asbury misses high. 1 ball, no strikes to Carly Olson. That line drive to third probably was going to go for extra bases, but a nice play by Flores, the third baseman, took extra bases away. The pitch. Big swing by Olson, comes up empty. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Olson, the starting catcher. Outstanding career for the defenders behind the plate. Senior from Spirit Lake, Iowa. Here's the 1-1 from Asbury. Olson takes outside, gets away from the catcher momentarily, but not far enough to do any harm. 2 balls and a strike to Olson. Top of the 5th, tied 1-1. And the pitch from Asbury. And that one's fouled off. Third base side, over in Kansas Wesleyan vicinity in their dugout. And the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Defenders, 1 run on 4 hits. Trying to get some more runs here. And the pitch. Olson hits it well, fouls it off. Stays alive in the at-bat. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Carly Olson. Via the runner at third. Perky, the runner at second, running for Torringa, who had a single in the inning. And the pitch from Asbury. Off speed, it looked like. Fly ball. Is it going to be deep enough? I don't know. It's going to be caught by the center fielder. We're going to try it. Play at the plate. Out at home on the double play. Nice throw by the center fielder. Yakiani throws it all the way down to Pierce, and a double play ends the defender rally here in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll take a break. More Defender softball in a moment.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
Welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Let's look at some highlights from the game. First of all, there's a ball hit by Carly Olson and a nice snag by the Kansas Wesleyan third baseman Flores. These highlights courtesy of the Dordt Media Network, and another outstanding catch by the center fielder for Kansas Wesleyan. And yet another highlight. Diving catch by the Dordt center fielder. That was Aurora Tyson. And then the final highlight here is probably this play that ended the defender's 5th inning. Fly ball to center field, and then the throw down to home, and a double play prevents the run from scoring. So we are indeed tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jocelyn Alcala will be the batter for Kansas Wesleyan. Grounded out to first. Her first time up. Take that back in the order. It's Kiera Heyman, actually. So Heyman is the batter. I was 1 hitter off. Heyman will be the batter. And Heyman is going to walk on 4 pitches. So Kiera Heyman leads off the bottom of the 5th inning with a walk. Her second walk of the game. And the go-ahead run at first with nobody out. And we might have a substitution here. Someone's going to run for Heyman. For Kansas Wesleyan, it's going to be Lysandra Andrade, a freshman from Red Oak, Texas. So Andrade will run at first. She represents the go-ahead run. And batting will be the catcher, Grace Pierce. Pierce struck out looking her first time up. Tied at 1, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. And a bunt put down, and it's fielded in foul territory. 0-1 the count to the catcher, Grace Pierce. 0-1 the count to Pierce. With Alanis on deck. Oh, 0-1 the count. Dordt still same defensive alignment. Rule, Tyson, and Cox, your outfield. Toringa, Gruen, Villa, and Steenstra, your infield. Olson and Kapaska comprise the battery. Here's the 1-1. And the pitch high, put down bunt. Kapaska fields it over to first in time, and there's 1 away. Sack bunt. Covering on the play was the second baseman, Villa. 1 away, moves up the runner in scoring position. Pierce with the successful sack bunt. 1-4 if you're scoring at home. And this is going to bring up Viviana Alanis, senior from Galena Park, Texas. Grounded out to short her first time up. Go ahead run at second with 1 out now, and Kapaska misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Alanis. The number 9 hitter, Yakayani, will be the batter. That one at the letters, not a strike. Must have been inside, I suppose. And it's 2-0. At the number 8 spot in the order, we're tied at 1. 1-1 is the score, bottom of the 5th. The pitch from Kapaska. There's a strike at the letters. 2 balls and a strike to Alanis. Northwestern just took the lead on William Penn. Top of the 5th, 1-0 is the score. There's a grounder foul third base side, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Base runner, Heyman, got on base via a walk and is run for with Andrade. And the 2-2, slow bouncer to third in foul territory. We'll do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away, bottom of the 5th inning in a 1-1 ball game. Defenders making their season opener on this Friday night. Thank you for joining us on the Dordt Media Network. Off speed, just getting a piece of it was Alanis. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kapaska, pitch count of roughly around 63 pitches. She's had good command. She's thrown well. And the pitch misses high. Tried to get her to chase, and she doesn't. Kapaska, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. And the pitch. Ground ball right side. That'll advance the base runner, but will lead to an out. Alanis grounds out to the right side for out number 2, 4-3 via to Steenstra. And now with 2 down, that'll bring up the left fielder, Yakayani. Yakayani lined out to center field. Memory serves me, Aurora Tyson made a great catch out in center field on her last at bat. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Top of the order to follow. Go-ahead run at third with 2 down. Doesn't get much better than this. Yakayani the batter. The pitch from Kapaska. Bouncer to third. Picked up in foul territory by Toringa. And it's 1-1. Or 0-2 rather. No balls, 2 strikes. Kapaska 1 strike away from getting out of this. And Kapaska gets the sign from Olson. And the pitch. Off speed and a beauty. Pulled the string and a beauty. Throw down to first just in case. In time. And some clutch pitching by Kapaska. Strikes out Yakiani with the go-ahead run at third. We will head to the sixth. We're still tied at 1 more. Defender softball in a moment from the Dordt Media Network.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Get ready to power up your projects with equipment rentals from Rental. From heavy-duty machinery to the latest power tools, they've got the gear to make your project a success. Visit them online at rental.com or call 712-722-3928. Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. At NewTek, they don't just sell equipment, they deliver performance, reliability, and innovation. Their team of experts is there to guide you every step of the way, ensuring you find the perfect equipment for your needs.
Due up for the defenders, top of the sixth inning. 3-4-5 hitters, Lauren Steenstra, Ashton Grissom, and Aurora Tyson. If anyone should reach, it'll be Emma Groon. We're tied at 1, Kansas Wesleyan and Dordt University. Season opener for Dordt, Kansas Wesleyan. They had lost earlier today to 10th-ranked Midland. 4-1, I believe, was the final. Steenstra today at the plate. She grounded out to third. And also flew out, I believe. She's 0 for 2. Takes up high, 1 ball, 1 strike to Lauren Steenstra. The new pitcher, of course, is Asbury. She came on, bases loaded, nobody out. What a job she did last inning to get out of a big jam for the Coyotes. Steenstra takes a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Steenstra. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Asbury. Misses high. 2-2 the count to Steenstra. Grissom to hit next. Defenders back in action tomorrow for a couple of ball games. They will have the noon and 4 p.m. games right here on the East Field. Dordt taking on William Penn at noon, followed by a nightcap against Buena Vista. That one well hit, but just foul left field side. And we'll do it all over again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Steenstra. Steenstra, the sophomore from Wyoming, Michigan. And the pitch coming from Asbury. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Asbury. And Steenstra strikes out for the first out. Grissom will be the batter. Grissom hit by a pitch, grounded out. She's 0 for 1. Defenders have out-hit Kansas Wesleyan 4-1. Defenders scored their only run. Brooke Rule, a solo home run on the very first pitch of the game. And Grissom takes a strike. And it's 0-1 to Ashton Grissom. The pitch from Asbury. Off speed, a slow cue shot towards second. And making the play is Alaniz. Fordham over to Miller, actually. And there's 2 down. On the 4-3 ground out, Aurora Tyson will be the batter with 2 down, and the base is empty. She's 0 for 2. Popped it up to short, lined out to second. 2 down. Facing the left-handed pitching Asbury. Allie Asbury. Gone an inning and 2/3 so far. It's done very well. It's not giving up a hit. And the pitch. That is lined right over to our left. Close call. Both to Kansas Wesleyan and our trusty statisticians for this one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyson. If she should reach, it'll be Emma Groon. The pitch from Asbury. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. And the count is 1-2. Tyson will try to stay alive, try to extend the inning for Grun, who will hit next. And the 1-2 pitch coming from Asbury. Misses low. 2-2 the count. Due up for Kansas Wesleyan. They'll have the top of the order coming up in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And the 2-2. Bouncer up the middle. That's going to squeak through for a hit. A 2-out single by Aurora Tyson. Her first hit of the ball game. First hit of the season for Tyson. And there's 2 down. Due up will be Emma Grun, the shortstop. Grun 0 for 2. Popped it up to the right side. Grounded out to third. Seeing eye single by Tyson with 2 down. Go ahead run at first now for Grun. Followed by Villa, the second baseman for the defenders. Good cut, but fouls it off. 0-1 the count to Emma Grun. Defenders have had some chances. They've left some runners on base. Had the bases loaded, nobody out last inning, and somehow Kansas Wesleyan escaped. Here's the pitch to Grun. Takes a strike. Nice pitch by Asbury, and Grun is down 0-2 now to Hallie Asbury. No balls, 2 strikes. Grun takes outside and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grun, who attended Des Moines Christian in her 5th season with the defenders. Here's the 1-2. That is skied to the left field side, and it's going to be caught by the shortstop to end the inning as Alcala makes the catch, and the defenders are retired in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th when we return. Thank you for watching Defender Softball on the Dordt Media Network.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suen, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. They're your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, ag, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Looking for top-notch rental equipment? Look no further than Rental in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. Rental, your regional equipment rental experts. Visit them online, rental.com, or call 712-722-3928.
And welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. You are watching Defenders Softball here at the Dome. Season opener for head coach Jeff Zomer and the Defenders. And bottom of the 6th inning and top of the order coming up. And Josie Burr grounds one to the right side. Making the play is Villa over to Steenstra, the first baseman, for out number 1. We're tied at 1. Now in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. That'll bring up the second baseman for the Coyotes, Sydney Fordham. Fordham 0 for 2, flew out to right, grounded out to short. Alexa Kapaska, now up to 75 pitches. That one is hit well back up the middle. And a single for Fordham, just the second hit of the game for Kansas Wesleyan, but a well-hit single back up the middle. And the go-ahead run at first base with 1 out. That'll bring up Eliza Flores. Pair of ground outs to the shortstop. She's 0 for 2. Fordham with her first hit, the second hit overall. Kansas Wesleyan has had, that's their 4th hit in 2 games here at the Dome. Midland held them to just 2 hits as well. Flores takes a strike. 0-1 the count to Flores. 1-1 the count. Defenders in the top of the 7th. We'll have 7, 8, 9 coming up to bat. There's one that skies to left center field. I believe the center fielder Tyson's going to make the play for out number 2. 2 down and a runner at first. And Trinity Miller, the first baseman for Kansas Wesleyan, will be the batter. Miller singled and scored a run, grounded out to second. She's 1 for 2. Takes low. Good stop by the defender catcher Carly Olson. 1 ball, no strikes to Trinity Miller. Trying to get on base for Kansas Wesleyan and saving that bat for Alcala, who will hit next. And there's a line drive base hit. Left center field going first to third is Fordham, and everyone's going to be safe. Miller will go to second on the throw, but a single by Miller. Fordham goes to third, Miller to second on the single. 2 on, 2 out, and that'll be Jocelyn Alcala to the plate. So Alcala will be the batter. She's 0 for 2 today. Couple of ground outs. And the pitch misses low. 1 ball, no strikes to Alcala. Best scoring opportunity in quite some time for Kansas Wesleyan. Kopaska's pretty much cruised, with the lone exception of the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Alcala. Alcala, the starting shortstop, hitting 5th in the order. Pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. Kopaska now up to 80 pitches. Been very efficient. Couple of strikeouts, 3 walks, I believe the numbers are. And the 2-1. Ground ball back up the middle, and that could lead to a run. Throw at the plate, not in time, and Kansas Wesleyan leads 2-1. Alcala with a 2-out single right back up the middle. She gets the RBI. Fordham scores. As does Trinity Miller, all the way from second. So 2 RBIs for Alcala. And now time is called by Kansas Wesleyan coach Ryan Cooper. And we will have a pinch hitter, Haley Summers, coming to bat. Summers, a freshman from Cypress, Texas, will get the bat. Alcala advanced to second on the throw, and there's a base hit to right field. That could lead to another run. Throw down at the plate. Olson applies the tag. Got her. Nice throw by the defender right fielder Cox. Olson applies the tag, and that saves a run from scoring. It keeps it to a 2-run deficit. But Kansas Wesleyan takes the lead on a 2-out, 2-run single by Jocelyn Alcala. 3-1 is the score as we head to the top of the 7th. We'll come back for it after this short timeout.
Today's Dordt Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Top of the 7th inning we go. Dordt find themselves down 3-1 now to Kansas Wesleyan. A 2-run 6th inning for Kansas Wesleyan, a 2-out, 2-run single for the Coyotes by Jocelyn Alcala, and they have take their first lead of the day, first lead of the game. Trying to finish it off in the circle, Hallie Asbury, who's been fantastic through 2 innings, on in relief of the starter, Jewel Henry. And leading off for the defenders, this is Alyssa Villa, the number 7 hitter. Check swing down the first base side. She will be tagged out for the first out. So Villa is retired with 1 out. And that's going to bring up a pinch hitter, Chloe Croyce, freshman from Ruth Forton, North Carolina. Hitting in the number 8 spot for Toringa. So Croyce will be the batter. And the pitch. Big cut. Fouls it off, and it's 0-1. 0-1 the count to Croyce. One of the new recruits, new players that Coach Zomer has brought in for the defenders. And the pitch. Another big cut. Same result. Fouls it back. Nearly the same spot. 0-2 the count. Gotta give a lot of credit to Hallie Asbury, the relief pitcher, the junior from Wamego, Kansas. Came into a tough spot with the bases loaded, nobody out. Got 3 outs, and she's cruised since. Misses down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the pinch hitter for the defenders. Croyce. Brooklyn Cox to hit next, and then the top. Fly ball, right side, and it's going to be caught by the second baseman for the second out. So Croyce pops up to the right side, 2 away, and it'll be up to Brooklyn Cox here. Cox 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Top of the order up next with Rule. Cox will try to extend the game. Takes a strike. 0-1 the count to Brooklyn Cox. Kansas Wesleyan trying to get their first win of the season after losing to Midland earlier in the day. Dordt trying to win their season opener. In the pitch. Misses low. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Brooklyn Cox. And the pitch from Asbury. Swing and a miss. Up at the letters. And the defenders down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the right fielder, Brooklyn Cox. She's made some outstanding plays defensively. See if she can get on base. Misses low. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Base is empty. 3-1. Kansas Wesleyan with the lead. And the 2-2 from Asbury. This is high. Now it's 3-2 to Cox. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Leadoff hitter for the defenders hoping for a chance. That's Brooke Rule. And the payoff pitch. Misses low. Good at bat by Brooklyn Cox to extend things. And the tying run comes to the plate with Brooke Rule, who is 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Also grounded out and flew out or popped up to short. We know she's got home run power. Hit the very first pitch she saw over the left field fence. And takes a strike at the letters, 0-1 to Rule. Carly Olson, another very good hitter for the defenders, on deck. 0-1 the count to Rule, the starting left fielder. And the pitch. Popped it up, foul. And once again, the defenders down to their final strike. It's 0-2 to Brooke Rule. Cox, the runner at first with 2 down, drew a 2-out walk after being down in the count 0-2. Rule now down 0-2. And the pitch coming from the left-handed pitcher, Asbury. Just missed. One ball and 2 strikes to Rule. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Lost speed, popped it up, and that is going to go to the center fielder, and it's caught by the center fielder by Burr, and this game is over. Kansas Wesleyan downs Dordt by the score of 3-1. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back to recap this one. You're watching Defender Softball on the Dordt Media Network.
One thing I always say is who's surrounding your kids. We feel strongly in investing in a Christian education. Knowing that they will be surrounded in a Christian community was huge to us.
Dordt challenges, they're not going to back away from having those difficult discussions about how we as Christians should be part of the world, but we know that the people that are alongside of our kids have that same perspective, same worldview that we have, that every square inch of our lives belongs to the Lord.
And here's the pitch, swung on, driven in the air, right center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. And this one's a shot up the middle. That'll score 1 run to tie it. Here comes the go-ahead run and scoring on the play.
And welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Final score this evening, Kansas Wesleyan downs Dordt in the Defenders' season debut. Final score is 3-1, and the Defenders will have to wait another day to try for their first win of the 2024 season. A 3-1 loss here to Kansas Wesleyan. Kansas Wesleyan now 1-1 on the season after losing to Midland in the opener earlier this afternoon. Final totals: Dordt 1 run on 5 hits, 2 errors. Kansas Wesleyan 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Let's take a look at a few of the highlights if they are ready. Okay, let's take a look at the highlights courtesy of the Dordt Media Network. First one is going to be a base hit for the Defenders, right back up the middle. And then Kansas Wesleyan's going to get a couple of hits. That's number 21 for them, Trinity Miller. Puts runners at second and third for Kansas Wesleyan. Kapaska delivers, and here's another base hit to the right field for Kansas Wesleyan, and an outstanding defensive play by the Defenders' right fielder Cox. Throws it to Olson to end the inning, to limit just to a 2-run deficit. And then this is the final play of the game, a fly out by Brooke Rule, and it's caught by Kansas Wesleyan as the Coyotes get the 3-1 win. Your winning pitcher in this one, and what a job she did for Kansas Wesleyan. Hallie Asbury came on with the bases loaded and nobody out, mind you, in the 5th inning. But Asbury is your winner. She went 3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 1. Came in after the starting pitcher, Jewel Henry. Losing pitcher, Alexa Kapaska, pitched well despite the loss. 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts as Kapaska gets the loss. An 85-pitch effort for Kapaska. And the big blow, a 2-run, 2-out single by Jocelyn Alcala in the 6th inning, put Kansas Wesleyan out in front 3-1, and that is the final score. Let's set the stage for tomorrow as we have 4 more rounds of ball games here at the Dome. Getting things started at 10 a.m. William Penn against Midland. Over on the other field will be Kansas Wesleyan against Northwestern. Dordt will play in the noon game. Dordt against William Penn, and the Defenders will also play at 4 against Buena Vista. Keep in mind that the track and field team's competing tonight down in Lincoln, Nebraska. They'll also go to Dakota Wesleyan tomorrow as a part of a split squad. Defender volleyball team, it will be in action still as they resume play up in Jamestown at the tournament there. Baseball will play Avila again tomorrow at the doubleheader down in Kansas City. And the basketball teams will be in action down in Fremont, Nebraska as they take on Midland. You can hear those games on 106.9 KIHK, the great Mike Biker on the call. This has been a pleasure to bring you Defenders softball. Wish I had a better result, but the Defenders, a lot of softball will be played yet this season. 3-1 loss to Kansas Wesleyan. For the Dordt Media Network, this is the Matt S. the SID, signing off, wishing you all a pleasant good evening.